Hey guys, Mangrel here, and today we're going to take our Oculus Quest 2 and modify it by adding in a new head strap and making it become the FrankenQuest 2. For those of you with your own 3D printer or access to a 3D printer, here are the Thingiverse files that you can print to take the Vive audio strap and convert it to your Quest 2. If you don't have your own printer or access to printer, you can skip forward to the next section of this video. The first link is where we actually get the majority of our parts, and this is where we get the two adapters along with the top strap adapter. So pretty much we're going to print out three files. We're going to print out the left adapter, the right adapter, and either the Velcro loops small or the Velcro loops large. I printed the small one because that's the one that's required to use the strap that comes with the Vive kit. It is the small strap here. The next Thingiverse link gives us all those clips for cable management. This gives us this one here and then these two down here. Pretty much we're going to print a few of these files, not every single one. We're going to print out this shim, which is for the right hand side over here. We're going to print out the horizontal clip, which is the one back here. We're going to do the vertical clip version 2, which is the one back here. And then we're going to do the slider, which is this guy here. I did not print the top one, and this one, my understanding is that it's for using the Quest in a more seated position, which I typically don't do. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4 files here. And the last piece is this one, which I printed only this one clip, and unfortunately it looked really good, but didn't really work long term. This piece ended up breaking from here. Once you have your files downloaded, we can go ahead and import them into our slicing software. I use the Perusa slicer. So let's start with the main files here first. So we've got our adapters. Let's bring those adapters over along with our small Velcro loop. So bring all those over, I'll arrange them. Pretty much printing with PETG, so it's got a little bit of flexibility to it, and 50%. No supports are required for this. Okay, we're looking at roughly 3 hours to print out these pieces, and they print fine with no supports. So you can see that it'll bridge over here, and then the overhang doesn't give you the nicest finish, but it's, I guess, good enough. Next, we'll print out all of our cable management clips. So it should be these 4. So import them in, arrange. And these ones are okay the way they are. This one's okay. And this one is okay as well. Okay, let's slice them. So we're looking at roughly an hour to print these pieces. Now the only thing we have to be very careful of is this one here, because we can see it's got a very small footprint for building up this section here. So you want to make sure you have very good bed adhesion for this section, or if you don't, you can use supports for this piece. And the last piece was this one over here, which did not work too well for myself, but I printed this with the flat side facing down. So it should be this side here. So this side, we want to have this one facing down. And then when we look, we can see that it ends before it touches the build plate. So we will require supports for this. So I'll say supports on build plate only, slice. So we can see that we get some supports inside here, a little bit of support there, and then some support inside here. And this one, about 22 minutes to print. Here are all the 3D printed parts. These two allow you to mount the Vive onto your Quest 2. Here's a new cable holder so that we can move the cable holder from the right-hand side to the left-hand side. This one replaces the existing cable holder on the Vive. And this is to convert the small Velcro strap that comes with the Vive kit over to a large strap on the top. So this is for the top strap. All right, let's start by removing this piece here. And it looks like you require a T5. Okay, we'll move over the Velcro to the new mount. That came off pretty well. And the whole purpose of this printed piece is to cover these pegs that come out here. So this should slide right in there. Yep, so there we go. Now we have to do the exact same thing on this side. It looks like the screws are a little bit too short to fit through this and this at the same time. I haven't tried cleaning around the screws just to remove any flashing or any kind of print artifacts from there. It still wouldn't be able to reach through this and through this. So we'll park this clip for the time being, and I'll reach out to the designer and see if he or she has any kind of suggestions or anything like that. Next thing we need to do is we need to remove the original strap. This should just come out of here. There it goes. Okay, we'll remove this. And then these guys just clip on here. So we'll try to twist and pull off. There we go. And same with this one, we'll just twist and pull off. And we'll take this. Oh, wait a second. Oh, interesting. So this actually comes with longer screws. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, so it looks like these are Phillips screws. So this one should be on this side. This one goes on this side. So I think we need to clip it in at the front first and then the back. Okay. Should do the front first. All right, we're almost there. Okay. All right, so that's in. Looks like it's pretty solid. Okay. Now we take this piece. Okay. And there we go. So I should be able to adjust this. And then we have these. And I'm not sure how I feel about this. There's two different kinds of straps. There's one where you've got a different printable version that actually clips in here. I think I'm gonna give that a try. So let's do that. We'll try the other version. This kind of looks unfinished and a little bit ugly. All right, that looks a little bit better. Okay, yeah, it seems nice and secure. Okay, perfect, let's try that out. Now for these clips, we want the USB cable to come out of here, travel up, come through this holder, come down here and out the center. So we'll take this piece and put this piece in the center and it just clips in. And then we'll take this piece and I think we want to have it pointing up and then have it, and then have this piece over here. And the reason we have it pointing up is I expect the tugging action to be downwards, so this will hold it nicely. All right, let's give it a try. So we'll plug in the cable. Okay, so I think we'll bring this up into here. And then we will bring it down into here. And then over here, we will have it go up and down. Okay. Perfect. You can watch me attempt to play Super Hot while we talk about really what our experience has been with the FrankenQuest 2 over the last couple of weeks of use. I do want to start off by mentioning that I never really had much of an issue or concern with the original head strap that came with the Quest 2. It did cause some additional pressure on my nose, so definitely would get some indentation and red spot on my nose after use for a couple of hours. Additionally, when you're in a fast-paced game and you're moving around, the original head strap allowed the goggle to slide around a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but definitely there was some movement there, which did cause you to have to periodically reposition the goggle on your face to get that nice clear view. The reason why I really wanted to get the Vive Deluxe audio strap was more around better audio. The original head strap from Oculus that came with the Quest 2 doesn't have the best audio, and also the audio is kind of blasted through the whole environment. So if you're listening and playing, everyone around you can hear and is also disturbed by your gaming. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to get this. Especially for the price. You can go and buy the Elite strap from Oculus for $50, or you can buy this for $99, which will give you so much of a better experience. And after using it for these 2 weeks or so, I was pretty surprised that not only did I get better audio, but there was a huge improvement in the comfort. And I found myself after several hours of using this that really there was no pain, discomfort, anything like that. And I found myself being able to play longer without having that pain spot or that pressure spot on my head and also on my nose. Additionally, with the printable cable management hooks, it allows the cable to come down the small of your back perfectly. And that allows you to not have the wire get in your way. And it seems to automatically self-align, as you can see here, that it just automatically seems to go right down the middle of my back by itself. So if you do have access to a 3D printer, or you have a 3D printer, it makes perfect sense to pick up the Vive Deluxe audio strap. There's only one real issue that we found during the 2 or so weeks of use, and maybe it has to do with different size heads and kind of shape of heads being impacted here. What I found is if I move around a little bit too quickly, and I'm not talking about really moving around too fast as you can see from the video, but if you do move around, especially if you tilt your head to one side, the earphones end up opening up into that open state, which causes you to have to reach up and start to close them as you're playing. And you can see here that in the last 4 or 5 minutes of playing Super Hot, I've had to do this at least 4 or 5 times. And that's been my experience, but definitely when Woman Girl has the headset on, she doesn't have that problem. So maybe depending on size and shape of head, that's what causes it. Looking around on Reddit, definitely folks have that problem as well. On Reddit, some folks suggested tightening this screw, and as you tighten this screw, the actual earphone becomes tighter as well. We tried that, it did not help. This was the only thing that seemed to help. We take a zip tie and we close that zip tie in between the opening of the earphone and the mount, and the head of the zip tie ends up keeping the earphone in its closed position. And what you do is you swivel the earphone forward when you're putting the headset on and off, but otherwise, problem solved. Is that the best you can do? Shake it harder, faster.